Guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel and welcome to the brand new offhand runecrafting and thieving update. So in this video, what we're going to do is talk through how to get these updates, both the base and the upgraded ones, along with a few little tips and tricks to get this done as quickly as possible. Now with this, we do have two brand new invention materials released for the game. We have the offcuts, which is an uncommon material, and then we have the rare material, the manufactured components. So for these two, for this video, what I've done for manufactured components, powerful necroplasm actually works incredibly well. I got it very quick and it's relatively cheap. At the minute, I bought my powerful necroplasm roughly for about 700 GP each. And to get those 35 components, I haven't even really used over 100. Also for the offcut components, I have been using my mahogany table flat packs, which I created for doing my 120 construction grind a long time ago. So they've finally come in use. Now they can be cheap, and I imagine they will be sold on the Grand Exchange relatively cheap, but there are some other items, especially for the offcuts, you can do instead. So those are the two I've used, and I got materials relatively quick. It's quite weird really that the offcuts kind of took longer than the manufactured, but powerful necroplasm is very good for that and is relatively well priced. So to start this, what we're going to go and do is go and speak to Leah, who is the NPC outside. And basically what Leah is going to do is get you to craft a brand new runecrafting main hand for her, as well as the thieving main hand. Now, at time of recording, I've already done the thieving one, so that's why I've got a bit of a further dialogue, but it's very much a hold the spacebar and then go out afterwards. So once you've spoken to Leah, the next most important thing you need to do is to go and discover all the blueprints. So make sure you discover all the components as well as all the brand new skilling offhands. So if we have a look at the requirements, they are all in the skilling support. Once you go up to the top, we have the binding rod new, and a really important thing to say. Once you create it, do not equip it, because as soon as you equip it, you get rid of the new and it has a XP and a level assigned to it, and you can't upgrade it from there. So to make the binding rod, it's only level 22 invention, and for this we're going to need a carved rod of pure essence, 150 magical parts, spiritual parts, and then 5 precious imbued in offcuts there as well. Now what we're going to go and do, we're going to do this in two sections. We're going to do the binding rod from start to finish, and that's including the crystal one. And then we'll go and do the thieving bag afterwards. So the crystal rod to upgrade afterwards, you need the binding rod new. So that's why you don't equip it, because you want it as new. 150 harmonic dust, 10 offcut components, and then 4 manufactured. So what we need to go and do now is going to make the carved bar or rod of pure essence. And to do this, you're going to need 100 of the fire, water, earth, and air runes, along with 20 pure essence. And where we're going to actually go make this rod of pure essence is actually in a furnace. So I'm going to go to the quickest furnace I can think of, which is going to be in Berthorpe. And then once you get to the furnace, it will give you the option then to craft the rod. Now, because this is a special one and a special item we're going to make, it's going to be in the furthest bottom part of the smithing dialogue. There's Big Bob. So once you scroll down to casting metals and glass and you go to the pure essence, then you'll get the cured rod of pure essence. Now, once you've done that as well, you will then have an option to craft it, which you do need to craft it to be ready for the next step. So we're going to go back to the invention guild because we're actually going to hand this one into Leah, and I have what I made earlier on in the bank for us to go and progress with afterwards. So before we can hand it to Leah, we just need to go and create the brand new rod. So if we go to the invention guild, because we've got all the items ready, you'll just need to go and do this. Now, it has to be a new. You can't equip it, because as soon as you do, technically it goes like an untradeable state or unusable state. You can only use it then to train. So once it's created the new binding rod, maybe she's after the crystal one. So again, Leah will sort out towards the end of the video, but to then upgrade the rod. So this is the base rod we're after. So we need a couple of items. We need some harmony dust, which luckily for me, I remembered to do it yesterday. So we actually have a decent amount. And if you go into your skilling support again, we should now be able to create the crystal binding rod. So again, really nice item for this. This is 5% more runes. I'm going to see if this is the one that Leah wanted. Sometimes this is why you don't just spacebar everything, because then you don't know what you're doing. So let's have a look. There we go. So she wanted the crystal one. So that is very nice. So Leah now goes. That is completed. And now we have a book, which basically is a learn a lesson from Leah. I have no idea what we've learned, but that is basically how to complete Leah. So Leah needs the base thieving bag and a crystal binding rod. However, that is pretty much how you make the crystal binding rod. I'll just show you guys again because I wanted to create my own anyway. So rod, so you take your cured rod of pure essence, you carve it, then you're going to turn it into the base level, and then you're going to upgrade it to the top tier one afterwards. So if we go to skill and support, we're going to create the binding rod new, Don't equip it because you're going to make it untradeable. And then we're going to go to skilling support. And then finally, we're going to go to procured rod. Brilliant. So that is now the rod ticked off. So the next one is going to be the thieving bag. So the thieving bag, I would highly suggest just buying the items. So for this, we're going to need 5 gloves of silence and 5 feather fingered necklaces, which in the grand exchange in a minute, they're 50k each. So for 500k, you can pretty much buy the bag. So you can see here, yep, for that price, hopefully instant buy, yes they do. And later on, if you're still around on the channel, I am going to be doing a money making video based off this update, because there are some items at the minute which have gone quite high in price. So definitely, as always, you can make money off an update without actually having to do the updates, and that's what I want to always show you guys as well, where you can make profit without actually having to do the actual skill. So we are now going to go and do the bag. So if we go back to the Invention Guild now, so if we scroll up, we need to unnote them, but we have all the items. And for the next step, it's a little bit pricey because you need to use 1,000 mushroom mush. And to get this, all you need to do is literally like have a mushroom familiar in Player and Farms, put it through the trough, and then you can get your mushroom mush that way. So now we can do this. We can now make our thieving bag, not a flat packer. We don't want that. There we go. Pickpocketing bag new. So to upgrade the pickpocketing bag, all you need to do is pretty much get some items ready for it. So the pickpocketing bag is going to require 13 bitter cap mushrooms and 1,000 mushy mush. And like I said before, all you need is to have a zygomite in your medium pen, put 1,000 mush in the trough, and then withdraw it all, and that will pretty much give you your mushy mush. For me, I used Morcello mushrooms, which can be a little bit pricey. To be fair, I think like mushrooms in general, it can be a little bit pricey. So a little bit of GP is needed for the pickpocketing bag, but I do think that with the benefits it's going to give you skilling wise, it is definitely going to be worth it. And that is pretty much it. So there we go. That is the crystal binding rod. That is the Mushroomy pickpocketing bag. And again, that is also how to do Leah as well. Leah just needs the base thieving bag and the crystal binding rod, and then you will unlock the greatest gift of all, learn a lesson from Leah outside the Invention Guild. And that is pretty much going to be the main bit of this update. So 2 brand new main hand skilling items, which then can be perked up with the brand new perks. Again, that might be a different video where we go through the best perks, the perks I'd recommend, and the stuff I'd recommend for this update as well, along with a video later on about going through the different things which have gone up in price. So obviously you have things like mushrooms which have gone up in price because people have got demand for them, the gloves of silence, the feather fingered necklaces, and some other items as well. I do think if you are looking for the best items for manufactured, 100% that necroplasm was really easy to get manufactured components, and the mahogany tables are good, but I do think that the offcut ones are going to be slightly hard to get than the manufactured ones. So yeah, that's really interesting anyway. But if you wanted to go and get the items before doing it all, what I would suggest, once you've unlocked them, make a list of the items you need from the workbench, and then go from there as well. But if you wanted a rough overview, just before we finish the video, you want 100 fire, water, air, and earth, 20 pure essence, and you need 150 harmonic dust, along with the components you need for that as well. And then finally, for the mushroom bag, you need 5 gloves of silence, 5 feather finger necklaces for the base, and then you need 13 bitter cap mushrooms, and then 1,000 mushy mush on top of that, as well as the different components for that as well. But I would say like probably about 20-30 minutes worth of disassembly. So if you've got some AFK to do, then's a really good time. And that is pretty much it. However, we're going to be coming back later on with another video, again going over things which are currently making money due to this, and then any other videos in a week as well, just to keep you guys a little bit entertained, ready for double XP. But if you've got any suggestions for videos, drop in the comments. If you have enjoyed, please let me know, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.